Hi, yeah. So, yeah, earlier I was just talking about hormones. The signs and symptoms of hormonal imbalances. I think that's where I got to. There's more than one way your hormonal system can be unbalanced, and each imbalance comes with its own signs and symptoms. Weight gain, increased body hair, belly fat, puffy eyes, all of these are external symptoms of hormonal imbalances. Do any of these affect you? Water retention, decreased energy, sugar and carb cravings, these migraines, headaches, hot flushes, things like that. All of these can be hormonal imbalances. Lack of energy, confusion, mood changes, things like that. All of these things can really, knock out your weight loss. Sleep problems. It could be down to your hormones not being sorted right, not being balanced correctly, and so many things just knock it out of kilter. Now, some of the things that do. Under eating and over exercising. This can really affect your hormones, because a lot of people tend to end up starving themselves and not really eating properly, and then waiting all day to start eating. And that really does, for a woman, can really affect and knock out your hormones. And over exercising as well. I see a lot of people that do cardio all the time. They're in the gym, class after class after class, and I know full well that they're doing this fasted. They're not eating, but it's completely knocking out their hormones, and that balance is stopping them losing weight. And also another thing, I mean, this has a huge impact on your life and how you feel about yourself, and how you are towards people as well. So you shouldn't ignore this, and these crash yo-yo dieting that goes on, where some people like 1 week they'll be doing the new fad of whatever that may be, and they'll be doing that for a few weeks, and then they're thinking, right, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to do something else. And then something else pops up on our timeline and we're like, oh, wow, maybe I should try that. Maybe that's the thing. A girl said to me the other day, oh, I've got this fat loss pill. Is there a better one? And then we were just talking about fat loss pills and why she thought. I said, okay, what is it you need to do exactly? What is it that you need to actually do? She's got kids, she's had a few, she's in good shape. She just wants to lose that last bit and she's plateaued. So, but she then told me that some days she doesn't eat for 12 hours. She's at work, she's busy, she thinks she just lives off a bit of coffee. I said, well, your body is not going to trust you. Yeah, we have to, years ago we're designed to not to eat all the time. We had to get our fat, we had to get our food, store it, and then work it off. But now we don't have to do that. But I was saying to her that what's happening is our body does not trust her enough to let go of this last bit of fat, because it doesn't know when it's going to get fed. It doesn't know for sure that she's not going to go another 12 hours or she's not going to eat, and it is not going to do it. Is not going to release it until it 100% knows that it's going to get hydrated and it's going to get fed regularly, consistently. And this generally is the best way to do it for women, keeping their hormones level. It's happiness for everybody involved, keeping your hormones right, because sleep and stress and pressure in environment, all these things completely knock your hormones out. Food, the wrong foods. Everything now is either low fat or overly processed, full of sugar, and all these things where our body just cannot process it and deal with it. Our body hasn't caught up to how this is. It hasn't caught up with processed foods are quite a new thing to us. And so what's happening is our body can't digest it, right? It's sending out insulin to deal with these sugar rushes, which makes us store fat. So it's a vicious circle. What the answer I told this girl was that her body needs to know that it's going to get consistently fed. And so I told her that she needs to eat every few hours, a small amount, and make sure she's hydrated, and then eventually her body's going to trust her. When I did bodybuilding, this is what happens. You eat quite a lot of food when you're bodybuilding, actually, because you need it to grow your muscles. But your body will not release that fat until it's fully hydrated and it knows that it's going to get fed. And it's get fed clean foods that are not processed, and don't have lots of sugar in and lots of salt in that's going to cause that water retention. So today's food really, really does play havoc with female hormones, and the way we live. Too much fiber, too much soy. I know this huge thing on soy, but that can really knock out your hormones as well. Sugar, unhealthy fats, and processed foods. So we all know these things, and it's really hard when something comes along with a pill and say, well, actually, this pill might do it. And actually, no, because in long term, your body's going to just throw the hormones out. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be back to square one, probably worse than square one, because your body's going to crave more food, more sugars, more salts, more of this, and then that puts huge chronic stress on your body. And so it is really hard. There's a couple of things here. Stress is a huge problem with people for hormonal imbalance. I mean, and it knocks out all of the levels that we're meant to have, so that we have a healthy lifestyle, really. Toxins like your alcohol, your heavy metals, environment, pollution, all of these things can really knock out a woman's hormones. On the high level program that I do, what I tend to do is we test all of your hormones. We find out what's going on. We find out, if you think you've tried every diet there is, we find out what's going on with the hormones, so that you might be deficient in something. And if you are deficient in something, we can sort that straight away. So then your body's going to start getting on an even keel, so that we can start this process of trying to lose some body fat. And we really, when I talk about the high level coaching, what we do is we really go deep on it. We do your DNA testing, genetic testing, see how your body likes to eat, how it likes to train, get your hormones sorted, get you all balanced, get you sleeping correctly, get you managing your stress, preferably getting you in the gym. But for some people, we don't get in the gym straight away, because there's other bigger things that we need to sort out first. Okay, having it says too high a body fat, that can knock out your hormones as well. I know it's a vicious circle. And if you do have a lot of body fat, the enzymes found in fat tissue converts from testosterone into estrogen. And the problem with that is we do actually need testosterone. I know that we think of men and when we think of testosterone, but women have testosterone too. And we need this to have a lower body fat and a higher muscle tone. And we actually need a higher muscle tone so that we can have that shape, so that we can fill our skin out, so that it's not lumpy and bumpy with actually body fat. It's smooth with muscle tone. And people say to me all the time about, I don't want muscles, I don't want big muscles. It's not easy to get muscles. It isn't easy for women because we don't have a high level of testosterone. But it's not impossible. We need to get your hormones sorted and level. We do need to slightly raise your testosterone a little bit, and so that you can build some muscle, because muscle is tone. Just think of it. Don't think of it as muscle. Think of it as tone and shape. If you want that nice booty and that nice thin waist, we need to release some body fat, get your hormones. If you're holding all this belly fat, your hormones are not right. You're eating too much processed food. You're not hydrating enough. Once we get these hormones balances sorted, you'll be off and running with losing body fat. You really, really will. So it's super important. I know that people talk about, you have this many calories and you want to live in, and do whatever. And you can. I'm not saying you can never drink again or anything like that. And I go out. But we need to make sure your hormones are level, and especially if you've got kiddies and you're looking after children. I don't put anybody on intermittent fasting when they've got young children. You do not want to be living, not eating for a huge part of the day, especially when you're run ragged with little kiddies. You really don't. There's better ways of doing it. And for women, I do feel that putting them on a clean diet, little and often, making sure they're eating properly, good foods, whole foods, and small amounts through the day to keep them going, is going to be much, much better for your hormone imbalance. And so your body can trust you again. It can start releasing that fat. Okay. The other thing, aging. Yeah, I know it's tough, isn't it? Because the aging can knock out your hormones as well. There's this, sometimes sort of in your late 40s, you kind of feel, oh my God, I'm storing loads of fat on my belly where I never used to do that. And that is potentially problems with your hormones. I definitely found that, but it needs sorting. It's not. It really upsets me when people say, "Oh yeah, but I'm getting old now," or it's middle-age spread and things like that. No, it isn't. It isn't. You need to get your hormones right, and then we can sort this out, and you can be off and running again. Because I want to look good and feel good about myself, and for me, that means that means not storing this big belly fat. I want to wear a bikini in the summer. That's what I want to do, So do not settle for thinking that's the way it has to be. You do not have to have belly fat in your 40s. I've had 4 children. You do not have to have, you can have a good shape, and you can be happy and healthy and feel stable. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you get your hormones, you'll be able to start sleeping properly. And if we can lower your stress levels, you'll start sleeping, and you'll find it's all a big cycle. Hormones right, you'll be able to sleep, you'll have less stress, you'll be able to lose weight, you'll have much more energy, and really things will really start to turn around for you. And that's really what I do. That's what I do for people. Is on my high level coaching program, we get to know you very well. We get to ask lots of questions, fit around your lifestyle, find out what's wrong. Most of the time we need to check your hormones. We need to get those sorted, because somewhere along the line there'll be some imbalances, and we'll need to get them sorted. And when we get them sorted, we can get you in the body shape that you want, whatever that is, whatever that is. So if I will stop talking now, because there's children in the other room and I can hear them, and they are shouting me, so I best go and do my mummy thing. If you want me to answer your questions, I'm happy to do that. Just send me a message. I would love to hear from you. If you've got any questions, just pop them down and I will get them answered for you. If you want to have a chat about what's involved in my coaching programs, I'll put a link in the comments to a 15-minute call. It's just a quick chat. No obligation whatsoever at all. We have a quick chat, see if we're a good fit. I only take a few people in the high level coaching because I want to make sure I can do the absolute best for you, and I need to know that you're committed too. I need to know that you're committed, and because I'm super committed, I want it 100% for my clients, but they have to want it more. And so I would love to hear from you. If there's anybody that you think should hear this video, please share it. That would be awesome. Give me a like if you thought it was informative, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care.